Hello all. In this lecture we will see about if-else statement. So in the previous lecture we have seen if statement, and this is a variation of that if statement. In that if statement we have seen that if the condition is true we will execute a set of statements. If it is false it will go after the braces, closing braces. Now in this if-else statement, if the condition is true, it will execute a set of statements, and if the condition is false, we can execute another set of statements. So that is the use of if-else statement. So an if statement can be followed by an optional. So this is an optional thing. It is not necessary that you should include this. You can simply include the previous if statement itself. And optional else statement is there if part is executed when the condition is true, and else part is executed when the boolean expression is false. So will test the condition as in the previous case, and if it is true, that if part, whatever that is there that is following the if statement will be executed, and if it is false, then else part is executed. There will be another body which contains else part, so that part will be executed. So this is the syntax. So if boolean expression, so we have already seen this part. So this is a if statement. We have a boolean expression and some set of statements will be there. So if this boolean expression is true, all these statements inside this braces, so all these statements will be executed. And if it is false, in the previous case it will go after the statement, but here we have an else parts also. If else, so there is an else part also. If this is false, then this body will be executed and it will be going to the next step after this brace. So we can execute an option. So this is an optional part. We can simply use this if we want. You can use this else also. So if it is true, all these statements will be executed, and if it is false, if this expression is false, then all the statements will be executed. The same condition, we have already seen what to mean by true and false in C. The same thing is applicable to here also. The only thing, when it is false, instead of going outside this, there will be an else part. If it is an else, if an else part is there, those statements can be executed. So it is like this. I will draw the flowchart. These are the set of statements. So some declarations, some statements will be there. After that, we will check the condition. If the condition is true, what it does, it will execute a set of statements and then will return after the if statement. Now, if the condition is false, what it does, it will execute another set of statements. So we can have two sets of statements. If the condition is true, we can execute these statements. If the condition is false, we can execute these statements, and it will continue after that. After that, it can continue its operation. So this is known as if-else statement. Okay. So if the condition is true, we will execute this statement. If it is false, then else part will be executed. So this is an example. We have already seen the same example. So here we are declaring number and initializing it to 10. Now we are checking whether number less than 20. So 10 less than 20, this is true. So what happens? It will go to this statement. So whatever inside this braces, all those statements will be executed. After that, what happens? It will go out. This else part won't be executed because it is true. So it will skip all these statements and it will go here. So it will be like this. So since it is true, it will execute the set of statements. After executing, when it reaches this brace, it will go out. So it won't execute these set of statements. So this is an example. So if the condition is true, then it will execute the statement, and after this brace, it will go like this. Okay. Then this is another example. Here number equal to 10 and number we are checking greater than 20. So here 10 greater than 20, it is false. So what happens? So it will directly go to this set of statements. It won't execute these statements. It will skip all these statements and it will execute the else part. Else part, we have this brace and this closing brace. So whatever inside this will be executed. So we'll have a set of statements and that will be executed after completion. After reaching this closing brace, it will go to this next statement. So this is what happens. So if it is true, this set of statements. If it is false, this set of statements will be executed. This set of statements. Okay. So we will see some example, then you will understand. I'll take some example. So I will write a program if dot something I'll give. We have already seen if I'll simply give example if else. Okay, dot c. Now I have copied it. I'll copy a program. Okay. So this is a program. So we have hash include std, then int main is there. Then we are declaring a variable a. Now we are printf, and we are using this printf statement, and we are asking the user to enter a number, and the user will enter a number. So that is stored in a. So ampersand a, you already know this thing. Ampersand a denotes address of a. So a, whatever you enter, whatever value that is entered, it should be an integer. That's why percentage d. That value, integer value that is entered, will be stored in the address location of a. For that we use this ampersand a. So it will be stored in a, then semicolon. After that we are checking using this if statement. So in this if statement you will be checking if a less than 100. So you are checking whether a less than 100. So if it is less than, so we are checking whether, sorry, so we are checking whether a less than 1000. So if we are entering a value which is less than 1000, for imagine we are entering a as 100, then 100 is less than 1000. What happens? So it is true. So since it is true, this statement will be executed. So a, that is percentage d. So instead of percentage d, a will be replaced. So if you have entered 100, 100 is less than 1000 will be printed. And then after that it will go to this statement, value of a is percentage d. So value of a is 100 will be printed. Now if we are entering a value greater than 1000, if you are entering 2000, then you will execute the statement 2000 less than 2000. So this is false. So since it's false, it will skip all this block. Then it will go to the else part, and inside this we have the statement. So we'll we will print this thing, that is percentage d. So percentage d will be replaced by a. So a is 2000. 2000 is not less than 1000. Then we will print this one also. Print of value of percentage a, value of a is percentage d, a will be printed. So this way it will be executing. So since it is true, this will execute the statement and skip the else part, and the statement will be executed. Okay. So we will just run this program. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, so we will compile it. So GCC example if else dot c. Okay, example if else dot c. Now we will compile it. The name is correct. Okay, dot slash a dot out. Now we run this. Now you can see this. The user will be asked to enter a number. So I am entering 100. So when I am entering, the 100 is less than 1000 will be printed. So whatever that is there, the if statement will be printed, and after that else part won't be printed. After the else part, we have a statement, value of a is 100 will be printed. Now we will run the same program with a different number. I am entering 2000. So when 2000 entered, another print statement works. So else part, there is a print statement, 2000 is not less than 1000 will be printed, and value of a is 2000 will be printed. Or else I will show the same program in this browser, then it will be better for you to understand it. So I have copied the same program. Now I'll run this here. So when you run this, you can see the output at the bottom. It's still running. If there is network trouble, then okay. There is problem with the network. Okay, leave it. You can see it here itself. So you can see that the else part will be executed. So else part, when the number is above 2000, the else part will be executed. Okay. Okay, I'll take out the same problem. Okay. Now I will do something else here. I'll change this program. Now we can execute some other example. So if you want to check whether a number is odd number or an even number. So if you want to check whether a number is even or odd. So same thing we can do in A. We will ask the user to enter a number. Now he will enter some number and it will be stored in A. Now we will check whether that number is odd or even. So what is the condition to check that whether that number is odd or even? So what we have to do is we have to check whether we have already written the algorithm, and in that algorithm what we have written is we will check by checking the remainder. So we know the operator for remainder. We have to check whether it is divisible by 2. So if it is divisible by 2, so if we check like this, a mod 2, so a is the number that will be entered and we will be taking the remainder of that. So you will be checking whether there is remainder or not. So if there is a remainder, if there is no remainder, if it is 0, or if it is 0 means else part should be executed. So if it is true, if a mod 2, if we get some remainder, if we get some remainder, it is a non-zero value. So if we get some remainder, it means then it is an odd number. So what we have to print is we will print percentage d is an odd number. Okay. So we will print percentage d is an odd number because we have entered if it is an odd number. So if we have a remainder, if it is true means it is a non-zero value. If it is a non-zero value, non-zero value means there is some remainder. There is some remainder. So if we divide by 2 and if we get a remainder, then the number is an odd number. Okay. And if it is 0, if it is 0 means if there is no remainder, it means it is divisible by 2. That means it is an even number. So in the else part, what we have to print is we have to print percentage d is percentage d is an even number. So is an even number. Okay. So I'll delete is an even number. So we are printing is an even number. So we will just simply print is an even number. And if you want, you can print the number also. That is not a problem. There is a if statement here also. So that can also be printed here. Okay. So in this way, you can run this program. Let me check whether it is working. Okay. Whether this compiler is working. Otherwise, I'll do it the same compiler. It will be better to show the results. That's why. Okay, I'll leave it. So this is the case. So you're checking A mode 2. Now you can write the same program in a different manner. Let it be like this. Now it's something complex. If you feel this is complex, I'll try to do some other thing. So I'll compile it again and I'm going to run the program. Now you are asked to enter a number. So I am entering 45. So 45 is an odd number. So you'll get 45 is an odd number and value of A is 45. Now I'll take another number. I am entering 44. So 44 is divisible by 2. So it is an even number. So in this way you can run the program. Okay. Now let me do the same, let me take the same program and I'll change a little bit. So if it is confusing, then you can change this thing. So instead of printing like this, I'll insert this. Now you can check whether A mode 2 equal to double equal to 0. So this is also possible if a mod 2 equal to so. So that is, you are checking whether this remainder is equivalent to 0. So this is a relational operator we have studied. So it will be a relational expression now. So you are checking whether the remainder is equal to 0. So if it is true, that means it is an even number. So you have to change it here also. See, instead of printing it here, you have to print here even number. Okay, you will be printing even number. And when this is false, when the remainder is not equal to 0, that means it is an odd number. So this will also work. Okay, the same thing only, I have simply changed it to a relational expression itself in order to understand it better, in a better manner. The other thing is also correct. So you can write like this itself, it will be better. So if a mod 2, so it is a mod 2, it is a remainder calculation. If that remainder is equal to 0, it is a relational expression. So arithmetic operator, so this is a multiplicative operator. You have to remember the precedence rule. In the precedence rule, this will come first. After that only, this relational operator will come, equality operator will come. So this has the highest precedence. So if we have these two operators, it should be evaluated first. So a mod 2 should be evaluated first. So that's why we are evaluating this first. Okay, we will be evaluating this first and we will get a value a mod 2. If we are entering 24, 24 mod 2, 0. 0 equal to 0. So double equals 0. 0 is combined with 0. It will be true. It will return 1. So the we will be printing that it is an even number. That a is an even number. Okay. Now if you are entering some other value 25, 25 mod 2 will be done. It has a remainder. We will get a remainder of 1. 1 double equal to 0. It is false. So the else part will be executed. Okay. So we will run the same program. So this is the same thing only. We have simply changed the logic. That's all. So we have changed the a slight little bit of we have included the relation operator. So we will check with 24. So 24 is an even number. Now we will check with 25. So we will get that 25 is an odd number. Okay. So this way you can write the same program. Okay. So that's if else statement. Now I'll do one more example. Okay. So I'll just to explain it once more. You can do some other program. I'll give a simple exercise. Sorry, I'll do a simple program. So what I'll do is I'll change this program itself. Let me check whether that compiler is available. No, it's not working. Still, it is having some problem. Okay. So I'll do it here itself. So I'll be asking. So this is a program to check whether a person is eligible for a driving license or not. Okay. I think I have that program. I will just copy it here. If the net is available, I'll copy it here. I'll copy the same program. I have the copy of that program. So this is a program to check whether a person is eligible for driving test or not, whether he can apply for a driving license or not. I think it's not working, so we'll write it. So what the eligibility to apply for a license is age. So you should have an age less greater than uh, 18 years. So we have to check whether that person has an age greater than 18. So whether he is above 18. So enter your age. So we will ask the person to enter the age. Okay. So we'll ask the person to enter the age and it will be stored in age. We'll use the variable age. So ampersand age. So age will be stored here. Now we will check whether we have to check what we have to check. We have to check whether age. What we have to check? We have to check whether age is greater than or equal to. Okay, greater than or equal to. Sorry. So greater than or equal to 18 years. So if the age is greater than or equal to 18 years, then you can print that. You can print anything. Here I'll be printing like you can, yeah, you can apply for a driving license. So I am simply printing that you can apply for a driving license. So if age is greater than or equal to 18, you are asked, a person will be asked to enter the age. If that age value is greater than or equal to 18, then you are printing that you can apply for a driving license. Else, if you are entering a value less than 18, then you have to print, you can print any message. Sorry, you can't apply now, or something else. So I will simply print, sorry, come after. So come after, I am simply printing after some years, percentage D years. Okay, I'll delete everything. Percentage D years. So come after, sorry, percentage D. So come after percentage D years. So how many years after you should come, I have to mention here. So if his age is age, then 18 minus age. So what is 18 minus age? So if we have entered 16 years, if the person has entered 16 years, 18 minus 16 is 2 years. So the print message will be, sorry, come after 2 years. So you should come after 2 years. Then you can print something else here. You can print thank you for applying. Okay, so you can print anything. I am simply printing this. Thank you. Can apply. You can thank you for applying. I'll just delete this also. Okay. So I am printing simply thank you for applying. So if the age, if the person will be asked to enter the age, and if the age is greater than or equal to 18, so it will check this condition. If it is true, then this if part will be executed. That is, you can apply for a driving license will be printed. If he is entering a lower value, then the else part will be executed. Here, this thing will be executed. Sorry, come after percentage D years. Percentage D will be replaced with this value, that is 18 minus whatever age that is entered. If you have entered 10 years, then 18 minus 10 is 8. So come after 8 years. So you cannot apply now. Then you will print this printf, thank you for applying. So the operation is like this. If it is true, this will be executed. After that, it will come to this statement. So printf, thank you for applying will be executed. If this is false, then it will skip this statement. This statement will be printed, and after that, the next statement will be printed. Okay. So I'll run the same program, compile it, and oh, I forgot to include ampersand a. So you can percentage D. I forgot to include percentage D. So you can apply for a driving license. No need to print this A. So you can remove this thing also. Okay. So you can apply for driving license. This is enough. So I made a mistake. Okay. You can apply for a driving license. Is enough. Okay. Now I'll compile it again. It is okay. Now you can run it dot slash a dot out. Now you have to enter an age. So I'll enter 19 years. So if I enter, you can apply for a driving license, and the last statement, thank you for applying, will be printed. Now if I enter age below 18, I am entering 15 years. Sorry, come after 3 years. So your age is 15 only. So you have to wait for 3 more years. Then only you will become 18 years. So this way you can execute this thing. So this is an example for if else rule. So always if else statement. So always remember that if the condition is true, you have to execute the block, this block. Okay. So since we have only a single statement, if you want, you can avoid this braces also. It is better to show this brace. But if you want, you can remove this thing also. I'll just remove this thing, and if you want, I can remove this thing. I'll remove this one also, and I can remove this one also, because we have only a single statement. then there is no need for this braces and all. This will also work. There won't be any error. You can compile it and see. There won't be any error here. Then you can run it and you can enter any age 45. You can apply for a driving license. So this way you can do this if else statement. So always remember to do how the working of this if else statement is. So if it is true, it will execute this statement, and if after that it will go after this, so it will skip all this thing. So if it is false, then it will go to the else part. Else, if there are any statements, it will execute, and after that it will go to the next statement. So that's all. Thank you.